And I just think the blackout on this is nuts. I mean, they solicited Twitter. They clearly lied to all of us to say that the board would only be engaging in advisory capacity for the government. Well, then why are you advising private tech companies?
Right.
Yes, it's like, that's a lie.
Well,
you lied.
Everybody involved with this tried to play this game of like, what are you all worried? This is we're not even like really doing anything at all. But also the fact you're killing this is like literally destroying democracy.
Yeah,
like they were trying to have it both ways.
Great point.
And now I think we're seeing more evidence that there was a lot more going on here than they could never answer just in a direct manner
like, what
this thing actually did, which was a gigantic red flag to start with. I mean, I really do think the more that underlying conditions deteriorate, the higher inequality skyrockets. The more stressed people are in their personal lives, the more we suffer from addiction, depression, inflation, taking a bite out of your budget, all of that stuff, the more crazy people are gonna behave. And the more that it gives credence to the argument that from the elites that basically the problem is the people, we need to crack down.
Yeah.
And so you get into this cycle where, you can highlight a lot of truly deranged behavior, no doubt about it. You can make a plausible case like these people have gone mad. What the hell? We can't let them just like say whatever they want, do whatever they want online. This is gonna be insanity. And so the further you go down this path of deteriorating underlying conditions, pushing people into, extremes and madness, the stronger their hand becomes for these types of crackdowns. And that is a slippery slope to a very ugly place. It is a, free society versus a police state. Which one do you want? Are you gonna accept that there are gonna be people who can post total nonsense, insane conspiracy theories? It's gonna be ugly, that they're gonna say things that are outrageous and sometimes act on those things in real life, in the real world too. Are you gonna accept that as a price for having an actual democracy? Or are we going to be sort of led down a garden path towards authoritarianism? And that's what's happening.
On the election stuff, it really does, scare the hell out of me. Because like I said, look, I think that if you believe the election was stolen by me, I don't really know how to help you, honestly. But that's not also on the government to censor and to work with the tech companies in order to make sure that those don't get a hearing. I honestly think that they're doing us all a favor by watching 2,000 Mules and be like, this is the bullshit case that you guys have.
Right, this is what you got.
I always consider, I'm like, oh, wait, so this is what you got?
That's why
I'm like, okay, yeah. It's like, all right, the bamboo ballots in China. I'm just like, all right, okay, sounds good. It's like whenever, people start selling me whatever their latest essential oil or thing is, you just nod politely. You're like, okay, that sounds good for you. That's my point, which is that having it all air out in the open actually does us all a tremendous favor to be like, this is the idiocy that these people genuinely believe. And honestly, I think it might actually help if you were to leave it to that and not just brush it under the rug. So look, unfortunately, it's very clear that they lied to us. And I think that the media angle on this, I mean, just imagine if the Trump administration had tried to set up something like that, they would have cast it as the next fascist coming. And I would have opposed it then too.
Yeah.
And yet they're unable to tell us the truth and really show us about how, this could have been very bad if there hadn't really been a public outcry. So
cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.